Hi, I'm Leah Moorhouse and I'm playing Hermione.
Hello everyone, my name is Scott Noble and I'm playing Leontes. And we're here just to have a discussion about Winter's Tale. So, Winter's Tale.
Had you read Winter's Tale beforehand?
Had I read it beforehand? So I knew that we were going to be doing it this year. So I did a quick read. I have to admit I didn't know the story beforehand, but when I read it I realised that it's the play that contains the most famous stage direction by Shakespeare, Exit, Pursued by a Bear. That was the only thing I knew about it. Didn't know the characters, didn't know the story. That was about it.
I was exactly the same. I don't think it's a very kind of common one that people read. You don't find it a lot in school syllabus or anything like that. So it's not a very kind of like well-known one. So I'd done a skim read through of it. And you obviously it's got elements of things like statues come into life and all kinds of stuff, and it just seems a bit fantastical. So when you first kind of skim read it, you're a bit like, okay, this is a bit bizarre. But on reflection, when you start working through stuff, start studying it a wee bit, you realise there's actually a lot more to it, and lots more it's more realistic, I think, than you initially think of. It's also a very, very good play for female roles. There's very strong characters in there with a lot of depth, and yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if that's so. You've got there's Paulina, there's Hermione, there's Perdita, and a few other characters that we've kind of made into females for this production. And you're right. You wonder if that's because it's one of Shakespeare's later plays, if he's started to kind of heighten the kind of role of females in it, or if we're just reading into it too much. What do you think? So thinking of the story of Winter's Tale, do you think it's got an obvious story? What are is there key themes in there? Do you think?
I don't know. I suppose that one kind of idea that I had is this idea of kind of redemption. How you've got people coming to the end of their life. Obviously, it's one of Shakespeare's later plays that he wrote. Was he reaching a point where he's starting to think about, do you need to be forgiven for all these things that you've done? Because obviously Shakespeare is known as being like a womanizer and various other sort of vices. Was this something that he wanted to then kind of be forgiven for? So it was like sort of dwelling on that idea.
Yeah. I think there's elements of that. I think there's stuff about family. And relationships in there. A lot of it is around the relationships. So you've got Leontes and you've got Hermione. A very interesting relationship. You've got Leontes and Polixenes. What's the background to them? There's Leontes and Paulina. There's then the family elements. There's at least 3 families in this. So Leontes, Hermione, his son and his daughter, Polixenes and his son, the shepherd and the clown, and Perdita. And I think there is a lot around family and echoing what you said about, Shakespeare later in life. Is he looking at kind of family life and maybe trying to address some of the things, maybe some of his failings or whatever?
Well, he didn't really live with his wife.
No.
Did he? And this kind of estranged idea.
Exactly.
Perhaps there was something autobiographical about it. I don't know, something along those lines.
Yeah, no, you do wonder. Thinking of Hermione, the character, when you first read the character, what were your initial thoughts about Hermione?
I think Hermione's very lonely, incredibly lonely, and I think she's in this situation where her husband obviously is very, very hostile towards her in this circumstance. I certainly feel that that's a very, very common thing for her. I think he quite often changes his mind about things. His mood will change like almost instantly. So she is treading on eggshells throughout everyday life. So whenever she's around him, she's constantly striving to do what he wants, striving to make him happier. Yes, for her own benefit, so she has an easier life to live. But when you're confronted at the beginning of the play with her relationship with Polixenes, it's very much she's being so nice to him to make her husband happy, to make Leontes happy. It's all for him, like desperately trying to be positive. And as a result, it ends up coming across like she's being flirtatious, like she's overstepped a boundary. But I think it's all been done with the best intentions.
It's not been done deliberately.
She's trying to sort of make a place for herself and trying to have a happy life, and unfortunately, it all kind of backfires for her. I don't think she has. many people she can kind of confide in. I mean, you have the Paulina character who obviously has been a close kind of confidant and whatnot, but I think she really wants more than anything Leontes' approval. I think she wants like him to really, really care about her, and sometimes he does, but then that seems to change as quickly as anything. She does seem to have a lot of strength behind her, but inner strength. It's not like sort of characters which I've played in previous years that have been very feisty. She's not that type of character. She's very demure, she's very controlled. And even when she's being accused of things, she maintains dignity because I think she values that above everything else.
Yeah.
And that's what will save her eventually. She sees it as doing everything with dignity and grace.
Yeah, no, absolutely, yeah.
What about with Leontes? What were your first thoughts?
So kind of picking up on some of the points you made, I mean, Leontes is a very complex character. He's difficult to get under the skin of. The thing for me, with everyone when they read this, is he goes from suddenly being this kind of who seems very charming, and he loves his wife at the start of it. He appreciates. He's asked Hermione to please beg my best friend to stay. She does. She seems to, in his mind, be flirting. And boom, suddenly he's just like too hot, and that's him. He's starting to lose it so quickly. So trying to get under the skin of that, of what prompted that, and you look at, has he got some sort of, is there some sort of medical condition? Does he suffer from a mental illness, like bipolar or whatever? And I think there are elements of that in there that do that. But it's just trying to understand and then keep that momentum of what, is this all of a sudden, or has this happened in the past? You mentioned about Hermione treading on eggshells. Is that because he's done this in the past? It is a trait. He's not an abuser, I don't think, or is he? Maybe he is.
Psychologically
abuses his wife. But then he goes to that whole first half where he is in this tirade of jealousy against his wife, and then all of a sudden that changes when he hears that his son's died. That's not meant to be a plot spoiler. His son dies. She then gets turned into, she then dies. He's distraught, and he suddenly goes back to his own self.
Yeah.
Then we jump 16 years, and then he's trying to redeem himself. But you then wonder at the end of the play, would he go back to his old ways?
Old ways, yeah.
Would he, or is he fully transformed? Is he fully transformed?
Has he learned his lesson?
And I don't know if that gets answered by the end of the play.
The other thing you have to that I was thinking about at the beginning of the play is obviously he's there telling his wife to go away and talk to Pollux, and he's convinced him to stay, and she's doing his bidding. Has he already decided that the two of them are having an affair? Is he setting her up for it? Because you need to decide, is it a premeditated thing where he is sending her out, like putting her into the line of fire because he wants to keep assessing whether or not she is? Or is this something that happens just at that point? Do you know what I mean? Is it innocent? Is he a vindictive person or not? Like, you could tell.
I guess that's something. I mean, we're only 3 weeks in. That's something that through the process we can work that through. We can try that, see if it works, see if it doesn't work, and just investigate. Because
I think it changes his character quite a lot, whether or not it's something really deliberate, or whether or not it's something that just kind of comes to him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think that again comes back to this idea where you're saying, like, is it something like a mental issue that he has?
Yeah.
That comes about, or is it something where he's just a particularly jealous person?
Yeah. It reminds me of Othello, and a lot of people when you read about it, they compare it to Othello. It's like Leontes is kind of Othello and Iago smashed into one person. Iago did the manipulating with Othello, and Othello had the madness. Whereas Leontes is doing both. Leontes is niggling away at himself, and it's his own jealousy. He's covering both. So is he psychotic? Yes, he's jealous, but is there an element of psychosis there? And that's just something that I need to just investigate and see. Right? Okay, how far do we push it? So good. Apart from you and me having a relationship in the play, there's relationships. So there's our kids. There's Amelius and Perdita, who obviously was just a baby. What do you think? What kind of relationship do you think you've got with them?
Well, I'd say it's an incredibly close relationship. She really, really loves her kids. I think it's very important, I think, that you play Mamilius as this kind of innocent, really bright, positive character, because obviously there's lots of things that then kind of happen to him. But yeah, he's very much an innocent kind of party in there.
Yeah.
Then you've got Perdita, who obviously in the early stages is only a baby. We don't really know much about her. Then when she appears at the end of the play and everyone is kind of reunited, it's definitely a very kind of positive experience. And I think that's probably, she's the reason, I think, that everything is able to be forgiven.
Yeah.
Everything is positive, and you then have your kind of underlying sort of theme of the fact that you've still not got Mamilius there. There's damage done. Yeah,
and I think that damage is probably always there. Since he died, 16 years have passed. And I don't think Leontes is ever going to get over that, because it was him that caused it, behaving the way that he behaved. So you're right. I think
so this idea damage is done, and it can't be fully kind of repaired, no matter what else is happening.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And then for you, you've got Polixenes.
Yeah, so it's Polixenes, who is really my best friend. So Polixenes, we go back years, way before I ever met you. It's one of those relationships. I know when you read, sometimes it's construed as maybe like almost close to homosexual relationship. I don't think it is that. It is just literally when you're 8, 9, 10 years old. You've got your best mate. He really is the only thing in the world. He's your best pal.
Like a brother almost.
It's like a brother, but almost better than a brother, because you don't argue, you don't fight with him. You got
it's
that.
certainly very intense, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that's very much Leontes' character, where everything it's 100% or nothing.
Yeah. No, exactly. And maybe there's something in there. When Hermione's doing this kind of paddling of palms and pinching of fingers with Polixenes, who is it that Leontes is jealous of? Where's the jealousy?
It's more like he's in the league with Hermione for taking his friend away.
Absolutely, and that is maybe something that's messing with his head. Is he actually doesn't know what way to read this situation.
Well, in the aftermath, I know that obviously Polixenes leaves, but I do feel like it's Hermione that gets the brunt of everything. Yes. If it was really Leontes that he was annoyed at, surely he'd be pursuing him.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead, he's sitting there yelling at his wife.
Yeah, which tells you something about that relationship with Polixenes. The other character that's a really interesting one, and again, you mentioned at the start of this interview about strong female characters, is Paulina. Paulina is the only one in the whole play that stands up to Leontes. Everyone else kind of kowtow a wee bit to him, and they kind of bow down and all this kind of stuff. They don't talk back to him. Paulina's right in there, and particularly with the scene where she brings the baby in, is forcing him to look on this baby, and he doesn't. And you do wonder what the background to that relationship is, that she can stand up to him so much.
Yeah.
Why does she feel she can stand up to him? Again, have they had some relationship in the past, or is it just that she's such a strong character? She's not going to take any nonsense from anyone.
Yeah. And I think the way we've obviously, because we weren't, when they were casting the play originally, we weren't sure exactly how old Paulina was. Is she younger, is she older? And I think with the dynamic that we've got, because we've gone for a sort of an older character, maybe that's it. Maybe the fact that she feels that she's of an age where she can just talk to him as a child almost.
Yeah, exactly. So it's interesting. And again, it'll just be interesting how that dynamic just develops over the course of rehearsals.
Mm-hmm.